There you go. Good evening and
Ladies,
welcome. Oh, here we go.
go ahead.
Oh
This is
man,
a
good
blooper,
evening and
all-time
welcome.
blooper.
There we go. Good evening and welcome to this live stream from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partner in crime, Sports Talk with Austin, as we're going over our take on the 2025 college football TV schedule before the season starts. Let me tell you something, it's going to be a wild
Mm-hmm.
ride and a fun ride as well. We'll be going over it all. Who's on
Mm-hmm.
CBS, NBC, Big Noon Kickoff, ESPN, ABC, all of it, all of it, all right here. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing pretty good, Jack. I'm excited to talk about this because this is always a fun time of the year when the NFL and college football releases their schedules. Where everyone's playing, who's playing on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, at least for week 1 and week 0, of course. But it's always fun, and I look forward to it, talking about the games. And obviously, as a pre-preference, me and Jackson will not make any predictions tonight. No predictions tonight. We're just going to talk about the game and the network. But surely enough, predictions will be around the corner, and me and Jackson will give our predictions. But that comes after Mr. Phil Steele comes in, because that is
Which is great.
Jackson's big pet peeve.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I usually release my predictions around like July, so it's like it's a month from now.
Mm-hmm.
No worries. Times
So,
fly back,
so, you,
flies by fast.
so, so if you want to hear me and Jackson's predictions together, like some of y'all been asking for, we'll give it to you in due time. Do not worry. But Jackson, you want to know something? You want to know something we can talk about? It always kicks off the weekend. You want to know how you're in store for a great weekend? Is how about some college football Friday night? I mean, Jackson, like Saturdays are great, but Friday night football is just right. And we start off with the 2025 Fox College Football Friday night slate, and we start on August 29th, the opening Friday night, Auburn, Baylor, and Waco. What a way to start.
Oh man, that Auburn Baylor game, that's gonna be a lot of fun to see that one. I can't wait to see what
Mm-hmm.
Baylor's going to look like going into 2025. Because I mean, like last season, they started out 2-4, but then they go on that 6-game winning streak. They get smacked by LSU.
Mm-hmm.
We know LSU's flexing that win, of course. But Auburn, on the other hand, they're wanting to see if they can have a big year for the third year of the Hugh Freeze era.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Auburn had a losing season. They missed a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw last season were some signs that 2025 can be a surprising year from Auburn. Because, I mean, we saw that they were always losing a close game against Oklahoma, against Missouri, against a few others. Like, oh man, like they beat Texas A&M in 4 overtimes. Which, I mean, to tell you the truth, A&M was thinking more about Texas than they were about Auburn, and it was like so funny though because I was like telling my dad, "Are you watching Auburn Texas A&M?" He's like, "No, I'm watching this show on Netflix with your mama." I'm like, well, Auburn's winning in 4 overtimes, so you're missing that. But anyway.
I will say this, Jack, about this game. I'm looking forward to it for a couple different reasons, because it's one of them rare out of conference SEC Big 12 games in Waco. A lot of people are high on Auburn this year. I've noticed that throughout this offseason. A lot of people think Auburn has potential to have a South Carolina 9-3 type year, and some people are thinking Baylor could be a dark horse in the Big 12. Both these teams they've got some hype backing going to them. And listen, I mean, this is a good first test for both of them. I think the winner of this game will go a long way in determining how their season unfolds. rarely we get, we normally get cupcakes to start the year. We get the easy, the Nicholas States and the Purdue Southern Indiana type teams, and it's just like, oh, okay, we really don't know much. But this Auburn Baylor, this is a heck of a way to start the year for both teams. Friday night, a solo spotlight. Both teams have had some national media's talking about how they could be dark horses, especially Auburn. I've seen some FPI rankings have Auburn in the top 15. And I've even seen preseason polls have Auburn near the top 10. Now, as we know, preseason polls and FPI polls sometimes don't always tell the full story.
Exactly.
So I don't put much stock into it. I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, Auburn's going to win 10 games because Joe Klatt had him at number 14 in his preseason poll. No. I'm going to use my eyes. And this is going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're in for a heck of a show. And the winner of this game is going to go a long way, in my opinion, in submitting themselves as what everyone is hoping they are. And this game, Kansas State at Arizona. Now, this is not going to count towards the conference because it's part of the whole Pac-12 deal that came out. So the winner of this game, just like last year, will not have a conference loss on their resume. So this is another huge, could be momentum type game. Is Kansas State? I've seen some people, Jack, say they're the favorites to win the Big 12, even over Arizona State, who's returning a lot. And Arizona, what do they hold? I mean, they still got Noah Fafita, but Trent McMillan's gone. I mean, they're replacing a lot of weaponry on that offense. Their defense, they've changed a lot too throughout the transfer portal. I mean, I know this is typically going to be a Big 12 conference game going forward, but as for this year, we're going to find out what these two are made of.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting what Kansas State, Arizona will bring again. I mean, last season, it was pretty fun watching that and watching Kansas UNLV at the same time. Iowa Rutgers, I'm kind of curious about that one. But
that game screams 6-6, 7-5, because I feel like the winner of this game may just clinch bowl eligibility. And I know people may think I'm crazy for saying that, but what I mean is the Big Ten so heavy loaded that this could be a swing game on whether or not one of these two teams make a bowl or not. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens.
Well, I'm thinking like this screams like trap game for Iowa because they've got Indiana the week after.
Yes. And it's crazy to think Rutgers is a trap game too in Piscataway. I wonder if they're going to do their blackout this game like they did against Washington. I'm looking forward to this. TCU at Arizona State in the desert. Count me in. Whenever a team goes to the desert, it's always a show. I'm looking forward to this game. Count me in.
Well, in the Big 12, we don't really know who's going to be at the top. We thought we knew in the preseason last season, for example, but we really didn't. So the Big 12 is always quite a battle.
That was a cluster muck.
Yeah, but it's always fun to watch Big 12. And honestly,
it is. I'm not complaining.
I hate that they don't have more than one playoff team, but again, that's another night for another day, for sure.
Nebraska, Minnesota, Jackson. On paper, this screams bleh. But can Matt Rule go 2 minutes and beat those? Is the question here.
That's going to be a good question right there. Because Nebraska, Minnesota is definitely a game that you do not want to write off your calendar. especially with
Mm-hmm.
what PJ Fleck has in store as always at Minneapolis, Minnesota, and what with the Nebraska Cornhuskers have in store for us going into 2025. Um, USC
Mm-hmm.
Northwestern,
Yeah.
that'll be like that'll be like an appetizer, I guess, for what's to come on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say this too, Jackson. I think Northwestern at USC and Southern Cal. I mean, I mean, I guess like you said, it could be an appetizer. I mean, I know some of these games they scream bleh, but who knows? It could be an entertaining game. I've heard a lot of
Oh,
USC fans seem to think they might have a 10-win season, and we're gonna find out if Lincoln Riley and company can finally beat the Northwesterns of the world again. Whereas where they struggled with Maryland and Minnesota last year, let's see how much they've improved and developed. So it could be a
okay.
fun game. Let's not write it off.
Oh,
Minnesota, Oregon. Okay, who made this?
whoever's making the schedules, who knows? But I can just tell you, there's a reason why I'm not going to vent about who's on the schedules, who's not, because every time I've done that, it's never ended well for me.
Mm-hmm. Arizona State
Black Friday,
rivalry week on Black. Go for it, good buddy.
yeah, I mean the territorial cup on Black Friday, that's always fun. I just wish they'd have BYU Utah on
Yes.
there, but again, no time, no day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a rivalry game, and you never know what to expect. So I'm looking forward to this. I mean, Georgia Tech's a prime example of Black Friday games being exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, the Mountain West Championship, which that whole conference is, I like, I don't know who I'm going to pick for that conference. But, Jackson, you want to know something? If the people are not happy with the Fox schedule, you want to know something, Jackson? The
What's that?
ACC has got you covered. The ACC said, you know what, Fox? We're going to give you an alternative this year. The Friday night football schedule for the ACC. And Jackson, what do you think about the ACC having a full Friday night lineup?
I like that Georgia Tech, Colorado's on Friday night, along with Auburn, Baylor. So that's going to be primetime television right there. And
Jackson, don't not to cut you off. Don't sleep on James Madison, Louisville. I
oh,
know
I
a lot
don't
of
mean
people.
to.
I'm kind of nervous for that game because James Madison, they're a scary team. So I'm not going to sleep on them. I really think we could be on upset alert that week. I'm not taking them lightly.
Well, and the fact of the matter is they did run up the score on North Carolina last season. So it's like there is
Mm-hmm.
that.
North Carolina at Syracuse, that could be fun. Bill Belichick going to the vaunted Syracuse Dome, where it's been known to haunt some teams, could be fun.
Well, it is
This
on
right here, Jack.
Halloween night. So it's like that's gonna be
Yes,
fun.
that makes it even better. And this right here, Jackson, the best Friday night game of them all, Clemson at Louisville. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, you have told me during this offseason, you're thinking Clemson might be out for blood
Mm-hmm. I'm
for what
afraid
we did to
so.
them.
But you know I'll be pulling for Louisville. I'll be pulling for you for your boys, man. You know I will.
I appreciate it. What do you think about this, Jackson? We've got 3 Friday night games. We've got Miami, Clemson, and James Madison. Are they starting to put a little national respect on Louisville? And yes, I know I'm wearing Louisville stuff, so that may sound biased coming from me. But I'm asking Jackson though, since he's unbiased in this.
It's a possibility. So we got Louisville, Miami on Friday, October 17th. But pull up on who else is on October 17th.
Gotcha. Let's see here. October 17th. We'll add this to the stage. And Clint Moses also says, thank you for being here as well, Clint. He says, on the West Coast, those are good kickoff times for the ACC. Absolutely, Clint. Absolutely. So let's go to October 17th.
That's right. North Carolina Cal is on Friday, October 17th. Oh, nice. I get some sleep for a little bit after the Alabama College show. Nice.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's
Nebraska,
a good way.
Minnesota. I mean, Jackson, not much competition.
That's funny.
North Carolina Cal. Oh, gosh. We're going to be up till 4 in the morning, aren't we?
I mean, I'll take watch for those games if you want.
I mean, and Jared Thomas.
I'm kind of on wait and see mode about Louisville. I don't know if they'll get 8 wins or 9 wins, but 10 wins, I'm on wait and see mode about it.
So, if you want to know mine, I would say right now, if we looked at our schedule, I mean, this is no official prediction, but I would say our ceiling is 10 wins. I think we're going to be a 9-win team with an upset in there somewhere because we always have an upset. I think the worst we'll do is 8-4. I think Jeff Brom has done a marvelous job. And I want to give credit where credit is due. Jackson, I owe you the biggest of credit because you were the one who told me Scott Satterfield left. I was like, I don't know where we're going. I know Jeff Brom did what he did with Purdue. And you told me, you're like, Austin, you're going to be back in the Lamar Jackson days. Jeff Brom's going to bring you back to the Teddy Bridgewater, Lamar Jackson era. You're going to be prospering. And lo and behold, here we are, good buddy. So I owe you a lot of credit for kicking me off the ledge.
There we go. Now, I do wonder what's going to happen for 2025. I do hope they can go 9-3, get that 10th win in the bowl game, but just don't play USC because then what's going to happen is I'm gonna get overconfident and be like, oh, Louisville's gonna do it, and it's like, oh, I got so negative.
And Jackson. And I want to say this too, Jackson. Georgia Tech's back on Friday again. Yes. I know you're excited for that.
Yes, because
that was your biggest sleep.
Because I was like so sick of the disrespect towards the clean old fashioned hate rivalry between Georgia Tech. Like that was all they would like last season. People were crying about, hey, don't let Brady. Look at it this way. It's got a spotlight of its own. And it doesn't have to share the spotlight with Ohio State, Michigan at 11 a.m. on Fox or at noon Eastern time. You ain't got to worry about that. Whereas like Georgia Tech has a spotlight all on its own on Black Friday. Because, I mean, seriously, who really wants to be watching Arkansas, Missouri on Black Friday? Nobody. But people watch Arkansas, Missouri because it's like...
I kind of do. I'm a sicko, but I kind of do.
Well, so am I. I mean, it's like I'm lying if I'm saying I'm not watching that game. Like, I'll watch anything. So it's like, there you go.
I'm sorry to say. I mean, I think we will, Jack, but continue on.
But yeah, like the Black Friday schedule, I'm excited to see what's got. And I know, like, Georgia Tech is going to be a lot of fun.
And Jared Thomas also says the problem with Georgia Tech rivalry is Georgia Tech is mid now and boring to watch. Georgia has flown so far past Georgia Tech. That's the thing. You
That is
know,
true, though.
I listen, like you what you learn about me, Jared, is I'm a big ACC backer. I want to see the ACC do good because it brings Louisville stock up when we beat teams. But I remember last year when I said Georgia Tech might beat Georgia, and Jackson can even tell you this. A lot of people were lying. There's no way. This is going to be a blowout. It's going to get ugly. And Jackson, you were even telling me you would like to see that happen, but you didn't think we're still a year or two away from that.
I
And what
even
happened?
said
We got it.
exactly like
Go
I
for it.
even said the same thing to Alex Dono at Locked On ACC, Locked On Canes last year, where I
Mm-hmm.
was like, if it could happen, like Georgia Tech, I think can give Georgia a game with Brent Key as their head coach. And this was like
Mm-hmm.
months before this game happened. And then
Mm-hmm.
boom, they gave him a game. Although Jesse Palmer, Joe Tessitore, well, Joe Tessitore couldn't shut up about Georgia's playoff hopes, and Jesse Palmer, well, I don't need to get into him. He's a moron.
Oh gosh. I
But
mean,
but in all
Georgia's in the
seriousness,
playoffs. Georgia's in the playoffs. Go
though,
ahead, Jack. My
Jared
apologies.
Thomas, you do have an excellent point on Georgia Tech, Georgia, where it's like I disagree with you on the rivalry being boring, but I agree with your point in a way because you make an excellent case because the fact Georgia Tech in the times that they've won against Georgia since the start of the 21st century, they've won 4 times against Georgia. They've all been in Athens. The last time they won in Atlanta was in 1999. That was the year that SpongeBob started on Nickelodeon. So Georgia Tech's last win in Atlanta against Georgia is the same age as when SpongeBob first started on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
that's
Jackson.
so that is something
Mm-hmm.
to kind of sink in, and I think Brent Key will definitely use that as motivation.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'll say this too, Jack. You know, Georgia.
Uh oh, you froze. Our good buddy Austin is frozen for a little bit, but he will be back in a little bit. But yeah, like the Georgia Tech rivalry, that's gonna be a lot of fun this year. Austin did not like my comment about rivals. That's funny. But Austin will be back. No worries. He's gonna be right back. His computer situation is deciding to do the mess around. Dave Valensky says, ouch, so much for home field advantage. Georgia Tech got wrecked. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Georgia Tech is 1-7 against Georgia most recently. Last win was in 2026, the first year of the Kirby Smart era. And 2014, 2008, and 2000 were all the year. Well, let's see, 2000, 2008, 2014, and 2016 are all the 4 wins that Georgia Tech has had against Georgia since the 21st century has started. Jared Thomas says we're kind of having this problem too with the Texas A&M rivalry too. Texas A&M used to be conscientious with Texas and with Manziel, Mike Evans, and Miles Garrett. They've fallen off. Well, I'm thinking maybe Texas A&M being on Black Friday, that's going to help the rivalry some. And Burt's is in saying, what's up, my dudes? What is up, Burt's? How you doing tonight, good buddy? Thank you for tuning in. And Conundrum says, just subscribe because you, sir, are a Southern gentleman. Well, I'm not too sure about that, but I appreciate the compliment, though. Click the like button and tell your friends. Exactly. Tell your friends, family, and the cashiers at Polish about the magic that I'm creating on my personal channel on Jackson Johnson 979 right here. And tell the cashiers at Publix about the magic Austin is creating on Sports Talk with Austin. Timothy Green says, me and Timothy Green see eye to eye a lot on the topic, especially everybody getting treated fairly and trying to keep the rivalry games going. I could not agree more. Could not agree more. Dave Valansky asked, is the Egg Bowl going to be played on Thanksgiving like it usually was? Unfortunately, they are not playing that on Thanksgiving. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you the Thanksgiving Black Friday slate while we wait for our buddy Austin. So we got Navy Memphis on Thanksgiving. That's going to be the Thanksgiving game. Honestly, I have no idea why ESPN is like doing this. Why they're doing like, oh, well, we're going to have Memphis on Thanksgiving instead of just have Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I'm going to be honest. I am not too sure why they think it's a good idea they're doing that, but it's beyond me. And Austin is back, ladies and gentlemen.
My computer froze and died on me. We're back, though. Darn internet. Okay. Apologies, but we're here now. We're all good. Good. Jackson, where were we, good buddy?
Well, Dave was asking about where the Egg Bowl is going to be played. I was telling him that it's going to be played on Black Friday on ABC or ESPN.
So looking at Black Friday, Jackson, if you would like to, Iowa, Nebraska on CBS at noon, Kent State, NIU, Ohio, Buffalo, Utah, Kansas on a Black Friday. What do you think about that, Jack?
I wish there were BYU, Utah, but it is what it is. I'll watch Utah, Kansas.
And obviously the Egg Bowl, and then clean old fashioned hay. Texas A&M on Black Friday. What do you think about that?
I actually like that we're going to see the Texas A&M rivalry on Black Friday because, I mean, it tells me that, number one, we're getting a Thanksgiving treat. But in all seriousness, it shows me that once ESPN was like, okay, we're going to go exclusive with the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's no more Arkansas, Missouri on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Texas, Oklahoma are in the SEC, that means one thing. We got to show everybody a good time for a long time on Black Friday, especially with this with this doubleheader. Now, keep in mind, Georgia's on the road against Georgia Tech, of course, so that's why it's doubleheader. So you got the Egg Bowl, and you got Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say this too, Jackson. I'm not going to go on a rant because NBC, listen, Indiana, Purdue is your night game on Black Friday going against Texas A&M, Texas. Listen, I'm all for the Signetti train in Indiana doing great. But if you're trying to outbeat the SEC in ratings, why is Indiana, Purdue going to be your Black Friday night game?
I think they're just kind of letting the SEC have Black Friday while they kind of have rivalry week Saturday all to themselves.
I mean, because Listen, I understand, Jack, your point of maybe the SEC just taking Black Friday and then they trade off. But listen, okay, I'm tired of Purdue being on national television every dang week. I'm getting sick and tired of it. Listen, and I'm normally a cool, chill-headed guy, but I'm getting sick and tired of seeing Purdue every single week on TV. Purdue is not a very good football team, and we're being subjected to watching them on national television. I'm getting tired of it. It's like Drew Brees is not walking through that tunnel. Jeff Brom is not coming back, guys. Get Purdue off my television screen and put them on the Paramount Plus against Indiana. I want a good night NBC game. Gosh dang it, is that too much to ask? Give me USC Notre Dame. Give me something. I'm tired of you putting Purdue on my television weekly and week out. Yeah, you better scroll, Jackson. I'm going to get us kicked off the airwaves.
Well, we'll be all right. No worries.
Anywho. Okay.
Well, they got the Buckeyes in Michigan on Big Noon Kickoff. I mean, who'd have predicted that?
Yes, Dave, I like that. Disney Plus for Purdue. Yes, let's start. Let's start a petition.
That pity, you know, like how they had like the SpongeBob Christmas game for the NFL. Have like a Phineas Superb Black Friday game for Purdue football.
And B Bean says, I'm getting a tiny clue that Austin does not like. Here's the thing. I got no problem with Purdue, but I'm tired of them putting bad football teams on my television and forcing us to watch Purdue. Like, we get it. You love Indiana. You love Ohio State. But no one wants to watch damn Purdue. Pardon my language. I'm so sorry, Jack, but Purdue's just getting me angry. I have no problem with Purdue. I have no problem whatsoever. Purdue could win the national title. I wouldn't care. But I'm just tired of bad teams getting TV time that they don't deserve. I'm tired of.
Well, how would you like the rest of the NBC lineup for so far for 2025?
Oh, this is worse, Jackson. See, even Dave has sent. Purdue fans know what I'm talking about. They're like, not even Purdue's own fans. So, Jackson, how big of a problem he thinks Florida teams?
Well, Florida, I think, is getting close to progress for 2025 in a good way. They showed that in the tail end of the 2024 season. 2025 for Florida State, they have nowhere to go but up. Because, I mean, you're going to have Gus Malzahn as your offensive coordinator. You're going to have Thomas Castellanos from Boston College as your QB. Miami, I mean, they always win the big games that they shouldn't, and they lose the games that they shouldn't. Miami is their best ally and their worst enemy at the same time. That as long as you have Mario Cristobal as your head coach and Coral Gables, he is your best ally and your worst enemy at the same time. And that is what's going to happen with Miami. And honestly, they just need to get a new stadium, to tell you the truth. They need to get something close to campus. But that's no time for no day.
You know what, Jackson? I would love to see the NBC lineup. I would love to. But if I see Purdue on there one more time, I'm going to have a fit. Please tell me there's no more Purdue.
Okay. It's set for Notre Dame Purdue, but that's because the Notre Dame.
Okay, I'll let that slide. I'll let it slide because Notre Dame has to. But I'm not going to watch it.
Well, I mean, I do want Notre Dame Purdue to stay on forever and ever. So,
Jackson, you're lucky I like you because right now I'm this close to having it with Purdue. Like they're officially going to be on my ban list. Like, stop giving them ideas. I'm trying to get them to keep Purdue off. Poor Gus Johnson had to call Purdue Ohio State. That man does not deserve that. Like, for Christ's sakes. Anywho. Okay, get back to
Yeah.
Thursday.
So Michigan is on week 1 against New Mexico on NBC. We're going to have Rutgers, Miami, Ohio is our Peacock game of the week. Boston College, Michigan State is going to be on NBC.
Yeah,
But
that could be fun. No, I'm being serious. That could be fun.
I know, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. I wasn't old enough to see it, but I do know where 2000, where Florida State, Miami were all like title contenders at the same time. And I'll be honest with you, if we had like an 8-team playoff or 12-team playoff back then, Florida State, Miami would be in, no doubt about it. Because I mean, like Florida State, Miami were the top dogs in all college football. And Florida was the top dog of the SEC in 2000. So,
yeah, in today's point/question, you're telling me that Notre Dame is keeping Purdue but losing USC. Pathetic. Well, I want to clear this up, Dave. Notre Dame's not the one that's trying to get rid of it. Marcus Freeman even said he wants to play the rivalry. He said he doesn't matter if it's home, away, neutral site. He doesn't matter if it's the beginning, middle, end. He wants to keep the rivalry. From what has come out, it's USC side of things where they are just they don't want to play anymore.
And the scheduled series with Purdue right now, the current contract runs through 2028.
So
when Notre Dame and Purdue decided they were going to go back to playing each other for a few years, I don't really think the potential end of Notre Dame USC was coming to mind towards everybody. So a lot of weird things happen in contrast extensions that you don't think is going to happen, but does anyway. But back to the NBC schedule. So we got crappy Peacock game. Texas A&M Notre Dame, that's a good NBC game. But I can't help but wonder what's going to be the other NBC game for the Big Ten going into week 3.
I don't know. I mean, Texas A&M Notre Dame, it's a rematch from last year's game in College Station. So I'm looking forward to this game. It's Mike Elko. Second year Texas A&M. I would say he done pretty well his first year. Almost clinched an SEC title berth. I mean, in Jackson, I got to ask you this. You're the biggest Texas A&M non-supporter, I would say. Have they earned your respect back under Mike Elko?
I like what Mike Elko's doing, but the fact of the matter is Texas A&M ended the season on a losing streak. You blew it against Auburn. You lost against Texas, which, I mean, I can deal with your loss against Texas, but your 4 overtime loss against Auburn, I cannot deal with. I cannot deal with you blowing it against USC in the Las Vegas Bowl. That I cannot deal with. I'm sorry, but it's just...
You can't overlook it.
No. It's hard for me to really just overlook these sort of things. I mean, you ended the season by losing 4 of the last 5. You got smacked by South Carolina in front of Kirk Herbstreit and his puppy dog.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's fair. I mean, Jackson, you know better than anybody. I'm a big Mike Elko backer. I told you when he got hired at Texas A&M, I said they'll win and I still stand by this. I think they'll win the SEC within the next 3 to 5 years. And I truly believe that with all my heart. I think he's got Mike Elko with this level of talent. I think it can be done. I know it may sound crazy, but you're going to want to bookmark this. Texas A&M will win the SEC within the next 3 to 5 years. I almost guarantee it. I think they're that good. He's going to get his roster, his type of players, and he's going to get them rolling. Now, I know Jackson may not see it as of tonight, but I'm a big Mike Elko backer. I believe in him.
I'll hold you to that.
And then, obviously, like we mentioned, gosh dang Purdue again. Purdue at Notre Dame. I mean,
Oregon, Penn State. You'll like this site better. Oregon,
yes.
Penn State. The whiteout
Yes.
on NBC.
Yes, the rematch of the Big Ten championship game. Drew Allard versus Dan Lanning. And Oregon, what's their QB situation going to be like? Is it Dante Moore? Is it someone off the bench? I mean, Oregon's... Oh, boy, another Austin clip.
He's talking about your take on A&M.
I mean, you know what? BB? You know what? I will let you clip that all you want. Go for it, BB. Use it however you want, good buddy. And Jackson will hold me to it. And I tell you what, if Texas A&M doesn't win within the next 3 to 5 years, I tell you what, I'll wear a Florida jersey for you, BB, of any kind, if that's what you would like.
You heard him here at 1:08 a.m. Eastern Time, June 4th, 2025. If Mike Elko does not win an SEC title within the next 3 to 5 years for Texas A&M, Austin will wear a Florida jersey for you, B-Bean.
Yes, and I will.
Don't make him do that.
Shave your head. Okay, that's where we draw the line. But anywho, Oregon, Penn State, though, in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to it because, Jackson, a lot of people are picking Penn State to win the whole thing. Have you seen this going around? A lot of people are picking them to win the whole thing. And I know they lost Abdul Carter. They returned Dennis Knight. I mean, Penn State's defense is always going to be elite. That's James Franklin's calling card. But can Penn State's offense, Jackson, that's what scares me when people start picking Penn State to win it all. Like, I know people say it's Drew Aller. I just think, Jack, that offense, like, they've got no receiving weapons. Like, their defense is elite. Their running back core of Singleton and Katron Allen is phenomenal. Maybe the best running back duo in college football, along with the best quarterback. But they don't use their receivers very well. And now they're going to have to more because Tyler Warren's gone. He's no longer at Penn State. He got drafted in the Indianapolis Colts. Mm-hmm. So people picking Penn State to win it all, I respect it because of their defense. But for me, I'm going to have to see it to believe it. And Oregon, Penn State, whiteout, big-time game, big-time rematch. And Jackson, can James Franklin put the curse of not winning the big one behind him? We're going to find out.
I think, like, people will be asking that question or say, oh, well, you know, it's done and over with if they lose to Ohio State again. But if Penn State can get to the Natty, I think that narrative dies.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same thing with Ohio State. You don't hear a lot of people talking about, oh, well, they're on a 4-game losing streak to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, they won the Natty. So, although there's a lot of fussing between Ohio State and Michigan as to whether, you know, oh, well, they had that Mickey Mouse Natty. Oh, well, that's a real Natty. Oh, well, no. But, you know.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you're on social media all the time. So it's like.
Mm-hmm. And B Bean says, I've heard that too, Austin, about Penn State. Yeah, that's one of them. Penn State is the preseason champs as we speak right now, which, don't get me wrong. Like I said, Penn State's defense is always elite. James Franklin's always pretty much had an elite defense. It's their offense, for crying out loud. I mean, like I said, we're going to find out against Oregon. And like Darrell said, Penn State needs to beat someone elite. Well, Oregon could be that chance. That's why I just asked Jackson, could this be their moment? If they beat Oregon, will that silence the doubters at least for a minute?
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think like the question, like I don't think people are going to be asking like whether they've silenced the doubters, like whether they beat Oregon or not.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to beat Ohio State, then they've really silenced the doubters.
Okay. So you're thinking Ohio State's. So if they beat Oregon, it's still a big win, but it's not what shuts everyone up, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. It'll silence people for a few weeks, but then the noise is going to pick back up when Ohio State comes to when we got Ohio State, Penn State again.
Mm-hmm. And B Bean says Penn State will make the playoffs and then choke again. I'll say this, which this is not a scorching hot take. Penn State's gonna make the playoffs again. I mean, I think anybody, even Jackson, can already exclude to that.
And then we'll see like Sean McDonough throwing his puberty voice out like he did for Notre Dame when they kicked that game-winning field goal against Penn State. And then we see like Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis talking about Notre Dame, where Joe Rogan's like, "Oh, is that college football?" Like, "Oh yeah, that's Notre Dame football." It's like, "Oh man, like Jamie, can you pull that clip up?" Jamie.
And Dave asks, says, does Oregon play Penn State at home or away? So this is Penn State's whiteout game, Dave. So they're going to Happy Valley.
Uh-huh.
So this is a Penn State home game. So Oregon's up against it. So if Penn State does win, it'll be in their whiteout game. So it will have, in some eyes, it will have less meaning because it was a Penn State whiteout home game. Whereas if they went to Eugene and won, but. And Darrell says Austin with the blandest take of all time. Listen, I done said Texas A&M is going to win the SEC in the next 3 to 5 years. And I've done went on a whole Purdue rant, Darrell. Like, I can't be making hot takes everywhere. I mean, I got to save some for Jackson.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. Well, we got the CBS lineup.
Okay, if I see Purdue,
the network that once held Gunsmoke and All in the Family and the Andy Griffith Show will hold the Stanford Hawaii game on week 0, and we will be seeing Nevada Penn State for week 1, Oklahoma State Oregon for week 2, and
now that's a good game.
Oh, Oregon's going to beat their eyes out. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know, Jackson. I mean, from what I've heard from our Cowboy fans, not Dallas, but our pokes, is they're very high on Oklahoma State. They think the Cowboys could maybe give Oregon a run for their money in Eugene.
They're still going to beat their eyes out. That's what's going to happen. Or Oregon is going to beat Oklahoma State's eyes out.
Nevada and Penn State. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
Sorry, Oklahoma State, but that's just what I believe.
I don't know, Jackson. I think maybe it could be a close game because Oregon might not have their QB situation figured out just yet. This could be an upset on CBS. This could be a Mike Gundy resurgence game.
Well, we'll definitely wait and see.
Okay.
Yeah, this was weird. Like USC Purdue on CBS, but I mean, you're gonna find out that there's something even weirder. Oregon Northwestern on Big Noon Kickoff, which we will go over that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And Darrell says, "How Okie State? What are they going 6 and 6, 7, 5?" No, I've heard some people say Oklahoma could go 9-3 and win the Big 12. Not even joking you, like not even kidding you guys. I've heard some Oklahoma State fans and some media analysts have said 9-3 and could win. And yes, Dave, Stanford versus Hawaii, the best at college football has to offer.
I mean, the start of the Frank Wright era in Stanford starts off in style in week 0. I mean, people are gonna learn. Don't you dare doubt Frank Wright.
I mean, it's Hawaii, Jackson. That's a
I'm
vacation.
talking about Stanford. I want to see what Frank Wright brings to Stanford. I think he's gonna bring he's gonna bring some goodness into them. Way better than Troy Taylor ever could.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to teach him never to doubt an underdog. Alrighty, so the week 5 slate.
Yes, thank you, CBS. You finally did something right. Not to cut you off, Jackson, but they put the Apple Cup back on television.
Yeah, for week 4. That's going to be fun seeing Washington State, Michigan, Nebraska. Now, Michigan's going to be without Sharon Moore for that week.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to be seeing them coach practices. And this is going to be a real big test for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be waiting and seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm. And
now week 5, we know who's the NBC game, but we're kind of figuring out who's going to be on CBS between Indiana, Iowa, and USC, Illinois. That's going to be a toughie.
Depends on how everyone's doing. Because if Indiana regresses, I could see them doing the USC game just because it's Southern Cal.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave Walensky brings up a good point. Contenders or pretenders? Michigan versus Nebraska, yes. Because a lot of people think this is the year Matt Rule gets them over the hump. And kind of like he did with Baylor. And could Nebraska... Let me ask you this, Jackson. Do you think Nebraska could compete in the Big Ten with Matt Rule? Do like he did at Baylor?
I can say I've only got 3 words. Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He can and he will. He will have those Nebraska Cornhuskers ready and raring to go.
Okay.
Now the week 5 game for CBS. Now, like you said, it all depends on how Indiana and Illinois are doing. Well, Indiana, Illinois will be played in week 4. So we'll know by that time on who's going to be on CBS. And we've got Air Force, Navy, and who knows will be on week 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, week 6 looks kind of sloppy, but as they say, upsets are near.
Mm-hmm.
They're sloppy slates.
But that's exciting, though, Jackson. I mean, the Apple Cup at night on CBS, I'm looking forward to it. At least there's some tradition left. And, of course, you've got the Pac-2, the Cougars and the Beavs. I mean, and Jackson, they play twice this year, if I remember correctly. So
that's correct.
So they play once in Corvallis and once in Pullman.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to have tape on one another. So this could be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to be seeing Iowa, Nebraska on Black Friday. So that will be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a tradition. I mean, Iowa's won the game, I believe, the last 4 years they played. Yeah. Iowa's currently owned this rivalry. So this is a big year for Nebraska. Go for it, good buddy. Go ahead.
I think Nebraska can win it, but I'm wondering what the 2:30 game will be because I think it comes down to USC, UCLA, or Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah. And then and to be honest with you, Jack, I mean, a lot of these games we'll know as the season goes along because a lot of teams fluctuate. They don't want to put themselves in a situation like the NFL where they can't flex themselves out of it, make flexibility. Because if they put, say, a Washington Rutgers on CBS, and then they're both stinking the joint up, then CBS is going to have to deal with it. So they want to kind of keep flexibility. And then, of course, December 31st, New Year's Eve, they've got the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, their tradition. As always,
They're great.
they're great. So it's definitely interesting. I mean, we'll know more as the season goes along, but as you say, Jackson, kind of a sloppy slate. There's some gems in there, but as you say, sloppy slates mean upsets are coming, or either that or just really bad football. One of the two.
Here we go. Well, we got the Big Ten. Well, this will be able to tell us who's all black on Big Noon Kickoff. I mean, well, who could have guessed? Texas, Ohio State on week 1. Oh,
Yes.
man.
Which, Jackson, we could go make a whole nother segment out of the Ohio legislator trying to take this game off of Big Noon because I guess they got nothing better to do in office that week.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate that support, Darrell.
As always, Darrell, supporting us as always, and honestly, I don't know how Jackson puts up with me sometimes. I mean, I'm like that crazy uncle, like I'm just all over the place. And Trojan Fight coming in with a scorching Big Noon sucks. Wow.
They're still figuring that out, honestly.
So
we still haven't gotten the big update on what Lee Corso's final college game day will be.
So, Jack, real quick before we get back into this, do you want to talk about that for a minute? Because this is an interesting topic, because we've kind of thrown this around. So I think there's 2 places he's going to go. He's either going to Florida State, Bama, or he's going to Texas, Ohio State. And I know everyone thinks Florida State is bad and all that, but it is his alma mater. It is where he coached. It is where he grew up. So I could see him saying, listen, I know Texas, Ohio State is the ratings, but I want to go to Florida State one last time.
Well, and he did hang out with Burt Reynolds, have him as his roommate at Florida State. So, I mean, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a great story about it, where it's like Burt Reynolds got the girls, Lee Corso always got the rides. At least that's the way I heard it.
Yeah, actually played football. Thank you, BB. I don't know why I said coached. He played football. Thank you. My apologies. He coached at Louisville in Indiana. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But my point still stands. He had a lot of ties there. So I could see him saying, as my final trip, I want to go to Florida State. There will be other Texas, Ohio States. You all can go to that another time. We're going to go to Bama, Florida State. And that's the way it should be if he wants to do that. They should let him pick where he wants to go.
Honestly, I thought Indiana, Washington was going to be like his last time on College Game Day because of the fact that they were having Lee Corso Day and all these big ceremonies, which that was like telling me, okay, they know something we don't.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're not doing that just yet.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, though, Texas, Ohio State on Big Noon, not a shock. And I want to pose a question to you, Jackson, to our audience. Let me ask you guys, if you're making the schedule, does it matter what kickoff time, noon, 3:30, or at night? Does it matter to you guys?
For
Or
me,
is it just play ball?
For me, I'm just like play ball. Like just tell me what time the game is and I will keep an eye on it. I know like a lot of people may not share that view, but that's okay. I respect that. Yes, Lee Corso is retiring officially after week 1.
Yes. And that week will be a very emotional week. And me and Jackson will make sure to pay great respects that week. If we end up doing our picks and analysis show in our final whistle, we will pay respect to Mr. Lee Corso that week. We will give him a nice send off. And Darrell says, I like the 3:30 games the best. Okay.
There you
I,
go.
I mean, me personally, Jackson, I respect your opinion. I respect Darrell. I'm a nighttime game guy. I like the night atmospheres. I like the 7:30, 8 o'clock kickoffs. I love it. Especially like in the places like Death Valley. Like last year when Louisville was playing Clemson at night, I I got the anxious feeling. I got nervous. I had the butterflies the size of eagles, but I loved it that we went in their building at nighttime and we won. Uh, and going to Clemson at night is a death sentence. I love when Washington plays at night, seeing that environment. I love when LSU plays at night. I'm a nighttime game guy. The atmosphere is just different. And like the noon games, it's just like you're just kind of waking up, finishing breakfast. Like I'm like if anyone loves noon games, by all means, that's why I pose it as a question. But for me, I'm a night game guy. Like I love them. And Hummus says I like 3:30 the least. I want to get things done before dinner time. Agreed. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like 3:30. Like he said, I'd rather have the game earlier or late. Yes. And Hummus shares my same sentiment of night games are definitely the best. And Dave says I love the 2:30 Central games. I hate the 11:30 Central time games. I mean, as you can see, we have various different topics, and which this is what I love because Jackson, you're more of let's just play ball. I don't care what time. It could be at midnight tomorrow night. We're gonna watch. And Trojan Fight saying noon kickoffs are the enemy for the night owls. Exactly. I mean, listen, like I understand there's the appeal with noon. It gets the biggest ratings, but there's just something about the night, and it's just like it's euphoric as a fan just watching the night game, being in awe. I've been to 2 night games in my lifetime. I went to one the year Louisville played Miami at night. It was a Thursday night game in 2014 when we won 31-17, I believe it was, or 34-17. And it was like one of the best scenes I ever witnessed in my life. Like I was stoked as a kid. Like I was like, it's a night game. The stars are out. Like as you can see, I'm a big night lover. And Trojan Fight says, I know this the guy that's been to every USC game for like 20 years, he runs a tailgate, and when it's a noon game, he has to start them at like 5. Yeah, that sucks. Like Jackson, have you ever been to a tailgate?
Not very many, unfortunately, but I'll have to definitely go to one of them one of these days.
I mean, I definitely if you got a tailgate and it's a night game, much better. You can eat and then go in the stadium. It's the noon game. You got to start it like at the crack of dawn. Oh. But, and I will say this too. And B Bean also says, I know you will say no, but we should take over headgear reveal if you had to pick someone to. Me, the only one person makes sense. What do you think, Jack?
Honestly, I thought they were going to have Pat McAfee take over, to be honest. But the fact of the matter is, I wonder if they're going to have like Nick Saban dress up in mascots. Honestly, where it's like they had him dressed up as a Penn State Nitty Lion. So I wonder if they're going to have him dressed up as like an elephant or a tiger or something like that. It'll be interesting to see. Bert says night games suck. I'm sorry. No clue why Ohio State fans are complaining about this. Noon games are the best. You get the game over with. so
but
I
the
could do other stuff.
and Burks, I respect that opinion, but I remember one of my core memories. And I'm going to get to B Bean's question, but one of my core memories, story time, is I remember watching Oregon, Arizona State 2019, the year Jaden Daniels beat Justin Herbert. And in the desert at night, it was on ABC 7:30. The stakes were high as all get out. Oregon State was one loss, and they win. They go to the Pac-12 championship game, guaranteed, and they more than likely would have made the playoffs that year. I don't know if they would have beaten LSU. That's neither here nor there. But just the atmosphere, just the experience of seeing ASU at night. As the old saying goes, it gets funky out there at the desert at night. And that's what I love about night games is the team that's got the desert. It's just it's a home field advantage. It makes the other team weird things happen. Any Pac-12 fan could tell you it's one of the weirdest things, but it's also one of the most awesome things. And as for B Bean's question, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Pat, but I could also see them kind of put Nick Saban in that role, kind of get Coach Saban in on it, kind of passing the legacy down to Coach Saban. I mean, Jackson could tell you from being a Bama fan, Jackson, could you imagine him doing headgear picks? How funny that would be.
He doesn't look like the kind of guy that has like that does like headgear. He's too busy with the with other stuff. He's like
Mm-hmm. And Dave Linsky says I miss the older Gopher games that used to be on at night because they weren't on television the first years of having season tickets. I wonder if Saban has the personality. I think he kind of does. He's kind of grown into it. You kind of see Pat McAfee kind of like getting him out of coaching mode and kind of letting him let loose in retirement. He's talking about Miss Terry and talking about family life and talking about the game. Like he seems like he's enjoying himself now. A little more. Like Pat's gotten him out of his skin, so to speak. Like he's kind of put on his personality hat. But as you were saying though, Jack.
well, we got the rest. We know like Iowa State. That's gonna be on big noon kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun. It's nice to see the Cy-Hawk Trophy on big noon kickoff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of cool to be honest with you. I mean,
oh, here we go. We got a yo from Traveling Fools. How you doing tonight? Good buddies.
yo, Travel Fools, what's happening down there in the beautiful Gulf Shores of Miami? It's popping.
There you go, man. And we got Ryan Trejo saying staying on the live until August 23rd. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And Trojan Fight also was commenting about Dave's. And oh boy. What is it, Jack? What did you see?
Oh man, I'm already just laughing about Minnesota USC already. Like,
I mean,
yes. Tell you the
no.
truth, I have a lot of fun watching either one. To be honest,
Be honest with you, I've watched Big Noon Kickoff 3 or 4 times in my life. I always watch College Game Day. I know a lot of people rag on it, but I still love College Game Day to death. I love listening to them guys. And, they're part of my childhood. I mean, I can remember going to work with my stepdad and waking up and there's College Game Day on the television for me. And that was always one of my core memories. Not to get too sensitive, but I always will have a special place in my heart for it. So I love College Game Day. Not the Big Noon isn't great, but
Oh,
College Game Day is gonna be hard to replace. It's
note
part
to
of my.
self. Note to self. I need to be like setting a little thing where I've got one TV set for when I've got set for college game day, and I've got the computer set for bid noon kickoff.
Mhm.
This way, I know who's saying what. I can keep an eye because I want to keep an eye on what Mark Ingram has to say. I want to keep an eye on what Kirk Herbstreit has to say because you know part of my job too.
Mhm. Well, and here's the thing too, Jackson. Like as I've gotten older, I've started to watch Big Noon Kickoff, but I just College Game Day, like the guest pickers, and they just seem more authentic. Like to me, I don't know why. I mean, when they bring their guest pickers on, they don't ever seem to single them out or nothing. No matter what you're from, they've had baseball players, they've had basketball players, they've had WWE wrestlers, they've had multiple media personalities, and you could tell it's a family environment, whether they know ball or not, and it's a welcoming environment. Whereas Big Noon, I feel like it's not that it's not a family oriented kind of thing. It's just it's like College Game Day is just that show for me. And TF says I found out I have press passes to AC Media Days, hoping I can make it. See, Travel Fools, you get to listen to greatness up close with Jeff Brom. I mean, Fully on Miami, like you can listen to them anytime, but you get to listen to Jeff Brom up close. I mean,
There you go.
I mean that's what you really got those press passes for. Let's not kid ourselves, TF, because it's all about the U of L here. But in all
Oh,
seriousness, though, all love, TF, all
there
love.
we, there we go. So back to the Big Ten schedule. So we're going to be seeing Alabama, Wisconsin on ABC or ESPN, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Cal's the ACC after dark game.
Oh gosh, Dave, enjoy that. Have fun with Cal on After Dark. Try staying up for that.
Well, you know I will.
Well, yeah, we'll be doing our show quite possibly. We got to. I mean,
Oh man. Oh
but
man.
in all seriousness though, Rutgers, Washington on a Friday night, either at
Mhm.
9 p.m. or Pacific, 6 p.m. Pacific. Would be fun on FS1.
Mm.
Michigan versus OU, a night game is heck for me. I just thought, oh, that's gonna be fun. You're gonna see Norman at night, like on television. Like I know, Berg, you're not a big nighttime guy, but that's gonna be a fun environment. Like I want to see what Michigan's made of. Like
Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit,
yeah,
and
with
his
with
dog on the call.
with the whole world watching, the whole eyes on you. Like I embrace those kind of environments. I respect it, Birds. Don't get me wrong. I respect it. Like, no judgment passed. I'm just saying, like, I would, like, as a Lil fan, I relish night games because we don't get that many. But anywho, we're all over the place tonight.
Oregon Rutgers at night. Oh my god.
It is in Piscataway.
Oh man.
I mean, maybe,
That feels like it's got to be on NBC.
well, Notre Dame USC's on NBC according to this, Jack. So
Well,
we might.
that's true. Yeah, they're putting it on the Peacock app. That'll be the
Oh,
part that'll be the part where we hear Ben go, "How dare you? How dare you?"
yeah, yeah. How dare you, Maryland at UCLA? Oh gosh.
Man, Adam Lamparello, he's not here in the chat. I think he's in bed, but you'll have to definitely get him to come on in here at some point, Bert. That's for sure. He'll love these shows. Rutgers Purdue, that's a Paramount Plus game, I'm sure. Wisconsin, Oregon. That looks like
Iowa,
a
US,
NBC.
Iowa, USC. What the Indiana, Purdue? Listen, Jack. I know I done went on my rant. Y'all can go back and look at that later. But man, why does Purdue get a Black Friday game at night? I know, as you say, Jack, like complaining doesn't get you nowhere. But gosh, dang it.
Mhm. And let's see. Did we go over the ACC slate or no? Oh, we didn't go over the Big 12 slate. Man.
Which I could say this too. So for many of you, those, I don't know how many wrestling fans we've got in the chat. Obviously, you know I'm one of them. The WWE and the Big 12 are partners, and each week WWE Friday Night SmackDown will be in town for whatever the Friday night game will be that week, or whatever Saturday game as part of the partner. So, for example, the week of Nebraska Cincinnati, WWE will be in town for that. They will be in Cincinnati for that, or Georgia Tech, Colorado, whichever one they choose. How can I still watch that? Hey, I love it. Listen, hold on, Burks. Hold on. I got something for you.
There you go.
Jackson,
But,
take it away.
oh man, Nebraska, Cincinnati. I don't know how WWE is going to be helping Cincinnati because I mean, it's no good when you have Scott Satterfield as your head coach.
It's to bring in revenue.
Revenue, revenue. Cincinnati football sucks with Scott Satterfield.
Jackson, what it is basically they're helping the Big 12 out by giving them a big backing and a big brand name to help with the revenue.
Yeah. And Central Florida, I see, is going to be on ESPN Plus against Jacksonville State. We know what the Friday games are for week 1. Utah, UCLA, that's going to be the late night game. And yes, they are putting games on TNT because TNT is having some sort of contract with the Big 12, which I suspect is much eerily similar to what the ACC has with the CW.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii, Arizona on TNT, that'll be interesting. I mean, TNT couldn't hold on to the NBA, so they're going to hold on to whatever scraps the ESPN throws off into the table. So,
Utah at UCLA, 11 p.m. on Fox. Pac-12 After Dark memories, huh, Jack?
yep. Throwback Thursday, someday Saturday. Kent State, Texas Tech on TNT. Oh God, that's terrible.
Baylor,
But hey, there's Kansas, Missouri on ESPN too. We're back to having the border war. Yes.
Baylor and SMU on the CW. Oh gosh. What did Baylor and SMU do to deserve that?
Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny.
Okay, Merks, listen. I try not to derail the show because Jackson's gonna fire me, but listen, Jackson probably weighs $120 soaking wet. I mean, does Jackson look like he could go in the ring and wrestle Brock Lesnar? Do I look like a guy that could go in the ring and put a wrestling hold on somebody? Listen.
Nah, I'd piss my pants if I had to go against those guys.
Yes, I know they bring on celebrities, but listen, me and Jackson, we're just your average Joes trying to talk college football. I didn't mean to get this riled up in here. I just mentioned of the deal of how they're partners and they're bringing revenue to one another.
Well, anyway, I mean, personally, for week 2, I'm looking forward to watching Kansas, Missouri more than Oklahoma State, Oregon. Like I'm just like, y'all can have Oklahoma State, Oregon. I get to see Kansas, Missouri. We don't get to
Army,
see.
Army, Kansas State at 7 p.m.
Oh, that's gonna be wild. That's gonna be
The
wild.
Army does have a way of upsetting people. Bowling Green, Cincinnati. I'm kind of looking forward to watching that because Bowling Green has been known to pull off some upsets.
And let's see, Arizona State, Mississippi State, Big 12 SEC matchup on ESPN2. That's nice.
Stanford, go for it, good buddy.
Stanford BYU, as you were going to say, on After Dark on ESPN.
Yeah, that's what I think of that. West Virginia, Ohio could be fun.
Oh, yeah. Trap game before the backyard brawl.
Woo! Colorado, Houston at 7:30 on ESPN.
Yep. I want to see what Willie Fritz and Houston can bring in the second year of that era. Whereas Colorado, we're going. I'm sure they're gonna have another good season with Coach Prime.
Now listen, Jackson. As I told you, my grandparents, they're Coloradians, so you be careful when you talk about Colorado. They show you what not for. They don't like when you talk bad about the Colorado teams.
Well, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Colorado, but I mean the Big 12, it's like a stock market where it's up and down. You never know who's up, you never know who's down. It could be Utah, it could be West Virginia, it could be Colorado, TCU, Arizona State, BYU. Anybody could be up, anybody could be down. That's the beauty of it. Oh, speak of the devil, BYU Colorado, week 5. You have to keep an eye on that for me, Austin, for at least the first quarter, most of the second quarter, because I'm doing the Alabama Georgia post game by that time.
And to Burke's thing, he said, "No wonder you're a Nuggets fan, Austin." Yes, like I mentioned Burke's and my grandparents. They're Coloradians. They're born and raised and they moved here recently. They still live in Kentucky, but they come for Christmas. And my parents and family were never big NBA fans. So when I started watching the NBA with my grandpa and grandma, they put me in a little Nuggets jersey. I still remember my first one. It was a Carmelo Anthony one. And I fell in love with them ever since. So that's how I became a Nuggets fan, if you're wondering. And being a Louisville fan, and that you could thank my grandparents for that.
We'll have to definitely see the old jerseys of the Nuggets that you got one of these days, like that. Like I'll definitely have to check that out. Like I always like kind of looking back at those teal colored uniforms. Like, I mean, the current uniforms are cool and all, but it's just like it kind of feels similar to the Titans switching the uniforms.
Which you saw the big thing about that, which is ties to college football. Did you see, Jackson, where the Houston Cougars and the Titans were having a fit over them wearing the old Oiler colors? Did you see that?
I don't even know why the Titans are whining and crying about the city of Houston letting them have the Oilers stuff. It's like
I don't either.
It's like I get it, like it's like I think that Adams family, like oh my god, like Bud Adams, I think he made his family like promise him on his death that you're not to be given anything of the Houston Oilers to the city of Houston. I'm like, that is just so greedy. I mean, it's like, oh my god. Like, let me just tell you this: if I were the owner of the Titans, that first order of business, anything that's from the Houston Oilers from 1960 to 1996, that belongs to the city of Houston. That is my executive rule as the Titans owner.
Yeah. And Dave Linsky says Tennessee. Oops. Dave said Tennessee has always been butthurt about something, which. And Burke says, I love to be on the chats. I'm the only Michigan fan. Yeah, it's an island over here, too, as a Louisville fan. But to
Hey,
this
what's
real
up,
fast.
Davey? How you doing today?
What's up?
Oh man, BYU Colorado, BYU West Virginia. Oh my God, BYU West Virginia on my birth week for week 6. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Utah, Kansas. We talked about that. Arizona.
Houston, Central Florida.
Yeah, Jackson. The battle of the Oilers uniforms against those space cadet uniforms. You see those that they revealed? They're like a space cadet kind of uniform.
Like why? Like I still just don't get the issue of wearing the Oilers uniforms. It's like, dude, you left Houston. Why do you care if the University of Houston is wearing old uniforms from the 1970s on the days of Mary Tyler Moore and Archie Bunker and like everything involving the 70s? Like, why do you care? Why do you care? Tennessee Titans owner Mr. Adams. Oh wait, your whole family. Why is that Adams family care? It's like, dude, are you that afraid of a dead man? Like, my God.
I don't know, Jackson. Either that or they. I don't know, but
I
I
know,
will,
right?
but I will say this:
I need a smoothie.
you need to,
Oh man,
we've
y'all
gone
know
off.
that reference where that's from.
We've gone so far off the rails that the rails have lost us. But Jackson, what do we got next on our TV schedule
The
review?
SEC. No, but in all seriousness,
Yeah,
um,
Central
yeah,
Arkansas, Missouri.
yeah, I'm not watching Central Arkansas, Missouri.
Auburn, Baylor, of course.
If I'm getting paid to cover that game, then I'll watch it. Be like, okay. Be like, Jackson, you gotta cover that game. Okay, no problem.
Syracuse, Tennessee, noon on ABC. That Jackson just became more intriguing after the whole Nico situation. Like I'm looking forward to that game now.
Oh
Like
man,
like I would have said Tennessee might have been a 3 touchdown favorite. Now Tennessee might be a 7.5, 6.5 point favorite. I could see Syracuse winning this game now. I mean,
oh,
of course, Texas A&M has got to play their cupcake. Of course,
oh man.
Marshall, Georgia, of your boys at Bama going to Florida State 3:30 on CBS. I mean not on CBS, ABC. Get it together tonight, Austin. LSU, Clemson in the battle for who the real Death Valley is.
Yeah. Can
And
LSU win a non-con game in the regular season, or actually win a season opener for the first time since 2019?
mhm. And I want to say this, Jackson. I want to be on record right now with this. LSU LSU is my current, as we sit tonight, is my pick to win the SEC.
For real?
I'm being dead serious. Yes,
You're dead serious.
yes, I'm dead serious. I think this is the year LSU wins it.
Okay.
This could all change after July though when we do our predictions.
I
But as of
think,
right now,
well,
LSU's my pick.
yep. Be Bean doing God's work tonight.
I think it will. You know what? You know what, BB? I hope you're making great revenue off my takes. Because you know what? Someone's got to get some use out of them.
Well, and we're gonna have Virginia Tech, South Carolina, day before Labor Day.
Okay, so explain to me this, Jackson. Why is there 2 games in Atlanta?
They've been doing that quite for a few years. They've been doing that quite a lot. I don't know, but I have no issue with it, to be honest.
I mean, it's got to be hard on the venue. I mean,
Yeah.
having to reach.
They did it in 2012. They did it in 2014. They've done it in previous years. I mean, it's
They
fine.
have. They have. I mean, week 2, San Jose, Texas. Ugh. Ole Miss, Kentucky. Ole Miss could be on upset alert. Kansas, Missouri. Jackson, your rivalry's back. They listen to you.
Well, I mean, it's only back for 2025, 2026. And I believe it's also going to come back for, well, 2031 and 2032 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
And with Jackson, that was your biggest thing. You wanted to see Missouri, Kansas back. We're seeing it in basketball again a little bit, but you wanted to see it in football. And the football gods have gifted you a gift, Jackson. They were like, you've been a good boy here.
well, they've gifted me 2025, 2026, 2031, 2032. But I won't be satisfied until it's an annual game again. Alrighty, so we got Michigan, Oklahoma on ABC, Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, and of course we already covered that Arizona State, Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked a little bit about Alabama, Louisiana Monroe on week 2 on Alabama with the Voice of College Football.
That's crazy that they would make that a night game. Well, Jackson, looks like it's going to be a late night for you.
That's all right with me.
Wisconsin, Bama, though, they repay you, though, by giving you the noon game. They're like, okay, Bama, guess what? You get to play the noon game this week.
There you go.
Georgia, Tennessee, there we go. Now we're starting to cook. The SEC cooks up a nice schedule. Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Florida, LSU. And can Florida win an LSU? That seems to be a common theme. Florida and LSU is becoming a budding rivalry.
Well, they've been playing each other since 1971, but I don't think either one of the schools see each other as rivals, to be honest.
Texas A&M, Notre Dame, we kind of discussed that. Oklahoma, Texas at 3:30. Jackson, the Red River Showdown, the world's largest cocktail party in Jacksonville at Daly's Place. And then, of course, the Egg Bowl, which we discussed that. I mean, what do you think of that slate?
Sounds pretty cool. I'm just waiting to see everybody else. I can't wait to see everybody else get their schedule announced.
I mean, so whose schedule is left to be announced at TV times?
Well, it's basically everyone else. But again, once we know like week 4 what it really looks like, we'll know more by Monday, September 8th on who most of the games will be played on. Week 3, we'll know when everybody's playing on Sunday, September 7th. But I'm just glad to see we've got weeks 1 and 2 all figured out.
So, Dave said I wouldn't be surprised if Eastern Michigan beats Kentucky. Okay, Dave. So, I don't know if you were here last time, but B-Bean, get ready to make another clip because I'm going to say something again controversial. I'm full of hot takes tonight.
He's coming in hot, folks.
Yes. I predicted Kentucky was going to go 8-4 this year. That's my prediction. That's my scorching hot take. Kentucky's going to go 8-4. So, B-Bean, I want you to clip that. The real. Yeah. Kentucky's going to go 8-4. And Darrell doesn't see it, but I do. I think instruction Bison, that's the kind of thing only happens on EA. I know, right? But in all seriousness, though, I do think Kentucky will go 8-4. In all seriousness, though, because this is what Mark Stoops does, and when you're down on him, he finds a way to bring the confidence back up. And looking at their schedule, as B Bean is so politely put, Toledo, I think they get a W there. I think Eastern Michigan, those are 2 winnable games. I think they can beat Tennessee. They can beat Florida. They can beat Tennessee Tech. I think they can beat Vandy or Louisville. As much as I don't like saying that, but it's a rivalry game. I think they could shock Ole Miss or they could shock South Carolina. I think there's 8 wins to be found in there. They could beat Auburn and Jordan Hare because Auburn has been known to not bring their A game against teams not named Georgia or Alabama. So I think there's 8 wins in there. And when me and Jackson do predictions, I will stick with that. And Trojan Fight said, here's going an old game. I beat Texas with North Texas. I still messaged the guy I beat online today saying how bad he was to lose to with the top 10 team, LOL. But like I said, I'm full of scorching hot takes tonight. I've got LSU right now as my prediction to win the SEC. I've got Kentucky going 8-4. I mean, Jackson, are you gonna make any scorching hot takes tonight, or is it just gonna be all me?
I'll just let it be all you tonight.
See, Jackson's that type of guy. Like I just go for it. It's like when you're trying to get a girl. Jackson's that kind of guy. He plays the slow game. I just go right for it. You got to have confidence in yourself. Jackson's like, I might get her number next time I see her. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, I'm getting that number now. I get like, and Trojan Fight, has Kentucky ever won the SEC? No, not in football.
Oh, they have. It was just like before our grandparents' time.
And Dave says, I could see Kentucky. He said, we won a natty Trojan, so I think so, but not sure. And Dave said, I could see Kentucky going 5-7. Not this year, but in 2026, I could see being a lot better. I just feel some rebuilding here.
I mean, Kentucky won the SEC in 1976. I mean, that was like the year where you really went to the movies. Mm-hmm. But 1950, that was in the Bear Bryant era. Everything was in black and white, and you didn't really have color unless you went to some of the movies.
Yes, but with that being said, though, Jackson, I mean, looking at all the schedules, TV times, as of right now, who do you think has the best slate? Is it still Big Noon?
Honestly, it kind of feels like ABC so far.
All right. Is Big Noon going to get a challenge, so to speak, for the crown?
I mean, is anybody really looking forward to Oregon Northwestern? No.
Well, we'll watch Jackson because we're sickos, but
yeah.
As far as looking forward to it, no. I like to be honest with you, Jackson, like, I mean, those are the Friday games. I mean, so it's all interesting. And Dave said, and he says, have y'all talked about the FPI? I mean, do you want to talk about it, Jackson? I know you're not big into those things, but I'm down if you are.
We can talk about it for a few minutes, but then we'll do tell everybody where we can find us afterwards.
Well, they know where to find us, Jackson. They got us on speed dial. But in all seriousness, I mean, Jackson's got a lot of people on speed dial. Let me tell you. Let me tell you guys while we talk about that. So, Jackson here, he's bashful, but he's got The Rock on speed dial. Like, let me tell you. Like, him and The Rock, they were chit-chatting before we came on air. I mean, Jackson was being a total diva with The Rock, but, when you're friends with The Rock, you just have to let it go. And he's got David Schwimmer and Michael Phelps on speed dial. Oh, and he's got the Kardashians, too. I mean, Jackson's just got all of it. Me, on the other hand,
I ain't that big. I ain't big, but
Jackson, you are that big, my friend. Jackson, you are this era's versions. And get ready for this, Jackson. It's going to knock your socks off. Jackson, you are this era's Mike Tirico.
I guess I'll be getting there.
And Travel Full says Bruce Jenner as well. Yes, Jackson has definitely got his/her contacts. Does Jackson have Biden on speed dial too? But CB being I think he does, but I don't know if Biden would know. I mean, Biden might think he's Johnny Carson.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah,
As for the FPI,
yep. Back to that. There we go. It's on our start.
here we go. And Jackson said, Dave said Jackson used to know Joanne back when he was at Miami.
Oh my god, the chat is what really makes this show. I love it.
Yes, Jackson. I mean, we got to learn to have a little fun with you. I mean, come on, Jack. I mean, Jackson. Let's be honest. I mean, you got all these famous contacts. I mean, and you got the most famous one of them all. I mean, like you got Nick Saban on speed dial, good buddy. I mean, you've got the connections, and you've got the great Mark Rogers too, and T.J. Ronan and John. I mean, they're big, but they're not Nick Saban big. I mean, or The Rock even, or The Rock. But anywho, enough about Jackson's personal life and who he's going to
Oh my god.
Anywho, back to the FPI. Jackson, what about this FPI?
I mean, we'll have to take a look at it, but let's see. But we'll wait and see what's happening with it.
Austin, you forgot that Jackson has Austin on speed dial too. Well, you see, me and Jackson, we're going through our breakup phase. I mean, for the camera, he's acting all cool, but off air, yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
The FPI, the top 25.
Okay, I immediately have so many flaws with this, but I'll let you start, good buddy.
Oh man. So Georgia, I want to see what they're going to do with Mike Bobo as offensive coordinator still. I think the playoffs are going to be a rough road as long as you have Mike Bobo as your offensive coordinator at Georgia. That's just what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Miami, they should do well, but they always come up short, unfortunately, when the expectations are high. A&M, oh God.
This isn't Jimbo Fisher A&M, Jackson. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, but A&M always gets so hyped up.
I mean, let me ask you something, Jackson. I mean, your boys at Bama are number 3 ahead of the champs and the team that was in the Final Four. I mean, you want to talk about hyping someone up. Alabama's still getting a bit of it. I mean, in all seriousness, do you think Bama earned the right to be number 3?
Well, we got to show a little more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at this too, Jackson. Arkansas, Missouri, Nebraska. Like, and Dario says, Austin, do you know why people were mad at this list? Honestly, Dario, it could be for multiple reasons, but why are they mad at it? Let me know.
Wow. Honestly, if we're ranked this high in the FPI, we have to show people why we're this high.
And Dave says having Nebraska in the polls and tradition only for Cornhusker fans to prove everyone wrong. There's one main reason. Dario says there's one main reason. Do you know what it is, Jackson? Because I'm kind of clueless.
No.
Oh, Jackson doesn't even know. This is the first. Dario, enlighten us, if you would not mind. Look at what the 12 of those teams have in common. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Duh. Jackson was right under our nose. 12 of the 25 are SEC teams. Why did we not think it? We're losing it. I think we're getting old, Jackson.
Or,
Jackson
or, or it's that we're up super late.
and Darrell says we have a winner. Why did we not notice that? And Darrell says we have a winner. Why didn't we notice that? Like, Jackson, you're like the lead Corso of this, and I'm just lucky to be here. Why didn't we notice this?
ESPN. Yeah, I never really worry about what FPI has to say. Well, Burt's makes an excellent point. No Illini. This list is dog crap.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's the thing. Arkansas, I mean, I know we try not to put much stock into this. I mean, in which Burks Jackson even said he doesn't even agree with this. Bama's ranked too high.
We have to show that we're top three first.
See, Jackson, and Auburn at 14. That's another gripe. What has Auburn done? I get it. Are they like listen? Like
I don't think ESPN really watches the Big 12 and it shows. They don't watch anybody from the ACC. They don't really watch anybody that's not the SEC.
mm-hmm. Dave's asking what happened to the SEC in baseball. Travel Fools likes this list. He would Texas and Miami should be switched. So basically, okay, never mind, never mind. I see where you're going with that TF. My bad. Yep. Miami should be number one because they're going to win it all. I forget they win it all. But I will say, shout out to Louisville in college baseball though, going to the super regionals. We play the Miami Hurricanes actually Friday in Louisville at the super regionals. Looking forward to that. I mean, it's going to be fun. Jackson, sorry about your Crimson Tide, good buddy. I mean, they got pitched out. I mean, I know you don't care, but
It's college baseball. But if they're winning, then it's like, okay, well, we have to a post game.
yes, but I'm excited for Louisville. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching them against Miami. I hope they win, of course. And of course, in Trojan Fight says my team choked, but Oregon State is no slouch. I saw that game. Oregon State, whew, I think they might win the whole thing. Not even kidding you. And I know Jackson, but he said USC hadn't had a home baseball field for the last. There's too many things to do out in LA. Like even in football, I mean, even Jackson could tell you it's like there's too many things to do in LA. Kind of like with Miami, there's too many things to do. Like whereas you look at the Louisvilles of the world and you look at the Alabamas, there's not that much to do. It's basically watch the basketball and football programs. Basically sit at home and make a good Southern dinner. Whereas Miami and LA, there's all those clubs and parties and everything else extravagant. I mean, meeting all kinds of they're women and getting it's crazy. And Darrell said it would have been nice if Kentucky wouldn't have given up 13 runs. Yeah, I know Darrell talk about a bad defense and bad pitching. Lord have mercy. And B Bean's put me to the spot before we go. He wants to know how many wins. Let's see. Now this could all change when me and Jackson do our prediction for our conferences. But if you're asking me tonight, I give us 9 wins. I think we lose at Virginia Tech. I think we lose Clemson at home, and I think we lose at SMU.
Ooh.
I think we go to Miami and we beat the Canes.
Oh, I hope you do. In a way.
So I got 9-3. I is where I stand. Jackson, if you had to give an estimate, what are you looking at for Louisville? Just to say you gave an estimate. 9 wins?
9 to 8 wins for now.
And and B Bean says, TF gonna be mad, LL. No, that's the thing with Louisville, Miami. They always do that. We trade off like that. Like we beat them the year before in Miami, and it's.
Well, we got a Vols fan from that Mets kid Kedrian _
Yes, go Vols. I mean, you and Jackson might have a rumble at it because, as you can see, he's a Bama boy, and Traveling Fools is laughing. Listen, Traveling Fools, you know as well as I do, Louisville, Miami always delivers a great game. You even have to admit we deliver a great game against one another. We're becoming a rival, so to speak, in football. The Snellenberg Trophy, we're bringing prestige back to it. Miami and Louisville, we're bringing prestige to the Snellenberger name.
There you go.
But and the thing too is, Jackson, is Louisville could win the ACC. Like, being all seriousness. I mean, because there's Clemson, there's Miami, there's SMU, and after that, there's kind of a tier of, okay, the battle of frauds. Okay, Daryl, listen here. Okay, Jackson, I know you're going to find me heavily when we get done here, but I'm going to have to go on this rant. Listen here, Daryl. Don't you be jealous because Kentucky doesn't know how to win at anything, okay? Listen, baseball was your sport. Now it's Louisville's. And football's ours too. And we're going to win in basketball too in the end. We let you think you had that. So, Daryl, with all due respect, Louisville is a winner. You see this? We're winners, unlike Kentucky. And Miami, well, I don't got nothing nice to say about Miami right now. I mean,
man.
And Dave Lynch says, "Is that the trophy with the cigar and a mustache? Please tell me that's what that looks like." No, it's boots. It's cowboy boots. The Howland Schnurlberg trophy is cowboy boots.
Yep. Boots. And the thing about Howard Schnellenberger was he was a Bear Bryant disciple. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. And Daryl says Louisville is a winner. That's all you need to know about Louisville. Listen. Okay, Jackson, I promise you this is gonna be the last thing. So I gotta set Daryl straight. I love good buddy Daryl. I do. But Daryl, I try to be unbiased and take my red colored glasses off, Daryl. But Louisville, we are a rich, prideful, traditionist program. We are about excellence. And B Bean says Miami's bringing back the turnover chain. Watch out! Oh, we ain't scared of them. Listen, we don't care if we're going to Miami or coming here. We'll meet them halfway there. Like, Miami don't scare me. I ain't scared of Miami. Like, but anywho, see, normally I'm a calm, chill guy. People get me riled up over Louisville. I try to have a level head, make takes, but tonight I'm just all over the place. And part of that too is because they rile me up. The real Louisville is a winner, point blank, period. Hold on, Jack. Is Louisville Kentucky soccer programs any good? Because that's gonna be the top. Honestly, I don't know, Dave. I ain't never watched a game of soccer. Have you, Jackson?
No.
I mean, maybe Alabama's dominated soccer.
Even if they were, I'd be like, okay, that's horse dung. I don't think I can watch. Well, I mean, okay, I'll watch something to tide me over. I'll watch something to tide me over.
Yes, but I mean, But I will say this though. I mean, it's always fun, and you know what? Since this is my show, I do what I want.
There you
Leave
go.
that there, Jackson. I want the real to look at that. This is my show, and your
Louisville is a winner.
yeah is a
Winners.
winners. Yes. Anywho, yes.
Uh,
But anywho, Jackson, you want to know what else is a winner? Oh, Dave said, do they have a soccer program? Yeah, Louisville and Kentucky have soccer programs, because there's a soccer field where my stepdad used to go to work at, and we go by the baseball field and the football field, and then he works like up that too far from the Yum Center. But anywho, this isn't a grammatical correct sentence, Austin. Listen to real. Louisville is a winner. Winners. Listen to real. We're not going for grammar here, and Jackson's gonna find me here in a minute if we don't get to talking about his show. Because listen, Jackson, enough with being a diva. Gosh, we'll talk about Alabama if you want to. You don't have to because Louisville is a winner. But you want to know what else is a winner? Alabama at the voice of college football. If you're feeling down and you're heartbroken, you know, that special someone has left you, or that special something, or you're missing something, and you need a winner and a champion in your life, Alabama at the voice of college football will provide that for you. Jackson, Johnny, and Jeffrey, Coach Smoog, Manny, the whole cast of crew on Alabama, the voice of college football, they will get you there. They will make you feel like a winner. They welcome all fan bases. And Jackson, let the people know what they can expect from you, home dog.
well, they can find our take on the recruiting updates, and we have just passed 2,500 subs. We are now at 2,605 subscribers. We are now 395 subs away from 3,000 subs on Alabama at the Voice College Football. Yeah, we'll definitely get to 3,000 subs with your help as much as possible, but we want to beat Texas at the Voice College Football to 3,500 subs. We want to beat them to 4,000 subs. That's what we want to do. Because, yeah, Texas went to the playoffs. They were the last SEC team there. But here's the thing. You're in Alabama. You're in Alabama. So we'll definitely have to show those Texas guys. But in all seriousness, those guys at Texas at the Boys College Football do a great work. They do great work over there. But yeah, but as for us at Alabama at the Voice College Football, Coach Birch, Jeffrey, and I do Mondays, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But this week it was Coach Birch and myself. Jeffrey's out on a much needed vacation. He is chilling out, relaxing, hanging out with his family as well as he should. He deserves it after all that hard work he does. And I subbed in for Manny today for the 15th edition of the Primetime Live Show, where we go over our take on recruiting and we tell the people about what Coach Smith's doing at Alabama Voice College Football. And let me tell you, he's making some magic all over the place, on not only on Coach Smoot Network, where it's authenticity above all, but also we're going to tell you a little more about what we've got coming up on Alabama at the Voice College Football on the 35th edition of the Call-In Show, where we take your calls Thursday night. But it's on a different time, though. We don't have it at 9 p.m. Central Time. We don't have it on 10 p.m. Eastern Time. However, we've got the 35th edition of the Call-In Show, where we're going to be making channel announcements. We're going to be announcing the schedule and all that. And we're going to be telling you who we're going to have on one of the Crimson Tide live shows. It's going to be a former college coach. Coach Birch, Jeffrey, and I will have a former college coach on one of the upcoming live shows. Who is he exactly? Tune in to find out. I'll give you a hint. He was fantastic in the Sun Belt. And as for what I've got going on, yeah. Bert's Darrell, if you want to hang out with us for a little bit, you definitely can. I'll go ahead and send you the link. We'll hang out after the show. So,
And there we
and
go. Just a reminder. There we go. But
and
anywho, back to there you go, Jack.
there you go. We appreciate the support, Darrell. We appreciate, man. And And of course, you can check out what I've got going on Jackson Johnson 979. With your help, I'm now closer to 1,000 subs. 326 subs away from that magic number 1,000. Thank you so much for helping me get closer. And where I've got 2 upcoming episodes of the Jacksonian. One with Gabriel Pickup from Rutgers at the Voice College Football, and he is also the founder of NBA News and Rumors.com on Instagram. And we'll also be having Matt Zimick from USC at the Voice College Football Trojans Wire and the Voice College Football website, where we'll be discussing quite a lot about the USC Trojans, the future of Notre Dame USC, and much, much more. Next Wednesday, we'll be filming. We'll be filming 72 and 73 of the Jacksonian. Stay tuned for more. And for more updates on what I've got going on Alabama with the Voice College Football or the Jacksonian, check me out on Jackson. My bad. Check me out on Jackson VOCFB on /Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543908. And also, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 97 Blue Sky Social, where the skies are blue, as my friend Mike Debate says. But you can also check out my weekly calls on the Paul Feinbaum Show, where the weekends are full of surprises. Austin, what have you got going on this week, buddy?
So, of course, as always, Jackson, you find me here on YouTube at Sports Talk with Austin 2002. Find me on X/Twitter as well, if you so please to. Same thing as always, Jackson, just making content, coming up with things on the fly. I might do a post game after the game 1 of Pacers Thunder. Might do a post game after that. And of course, doing shows with you, Jackson, as we get closer to the season. Of course, I mean, as the fans have requested us do a preseason top 25, that will be coming their way very much in the future. We'll be making predictions of all teams, starting with ours, make a definitive prediction, and so much more. And me and Jackson, like I said, Jackson have so many other great things coming this fall. Like, if you were here last year, you probably remember this, the picks and analysis of Final Whistle. If you all enjoyed that show from last year and you want us to bring it back, let us know as well. If you all enjoy us doing these live streams, let us know as well. It helps us out, know what's connecting and what's not. And hope you all enjoy your night as well, of course. And Jackson, the one main thing we learned tonight is Louisville is a winner and Kentucky, they are losers. And that's what we learned tonight. But in all seriousness, though, I'm normally not this hyped up, but I had some energy water, so I probably did with little blueberries in it. So,
well, we got to tell the people they can follow you.
Well, I did, Jackson. They can follow me on X and here on YouTube as well. Well, like I said, that here on Sports Talk with Austin 2002, where if you watch more of my stuff, I'm more grounded. But I had some blueberry water. It was fizzy, so I kind of jacked up on that. So, pardon my cake. So I may wake up tomorrow and be like, but hey, at least it'll be good for views. But it's good for views, and Jackson loves me for it anyway. So, but that's where you can follow me if you would like to. And of course, as always, Jackson, it's always fun doing these shows with you. And there's going to be more news dropping, I'm sure. Who knows? We may wake up tomorrow and Nick Saban might come out of retirement, for all we know.
There you go.
I doubt it, and if it does, me and Jackson will be right here for you.
There we go. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video or another live stream whatsoever. And we will see you soon. Good night, everybody.
Go Cards.